Hey guys, welcome back to Balls Fan TV, and today we're going to be doing the match preview for our game against St. Pat's tomorrow evening. Quarter to six kickoff at Richmond Park. Yeah, good win against Lockwood last week, 2-0 up in Bishopsgate. Fairly comfortable. We got the two goals at the right times. And yeah, it was quite comfortable to be honest. Longford didn't really threaten us. They worked hard though, that's what the kind of team Lampard are. Mentioned it in the preview that they'll always try their hardest and not give up no matter how how bad they are in the game. Like, they weren't bad against us. I'm not trying to say that they were, but even if they're however many down, they'll still keep going. Um, coming into this one, yeah, two wins on the bounce for us. It's the opposite for Pats. They've lost their last two now after a very good start to the season. They lost to Rovers a couple of weeks ago, then they lost 3-1 to Drogheda last Friday. So yeah, they'll be wanting to kind of put them games behind them and get a win here in a Dublin Derby. Um, you've got a very good side. You've got some good players. Forrester is a good player. Ronan Coughlin, although he doesn't really score many goals, he links up the play well. He gets on the ball and tries to make things happen. Jamie Lennon is a good CDM type player, very quick and strong. They're solid defensively with Desmond and Sam Bowen, and they've got Yaros and goal on loan from Liverpool, who's doing quite well. So yeah, they've got a good side. They've definitely got players that can cause us some problems. They beat us 1-0 in Dalymount earlier on in the season when they were going through that good reign of form. Um, it's dropped off just a little bit over the last few weeks, but they're still getting wins. Although they lost the last two there, they were unlucky against Rovers. I thought, Rovers nicked it late on. Pats were decent in the game. Then I think Drogheda, they were probably a bit poor in that one. Drogheda played quite well, but Pats overall weren't great. Um, yeah, we've won two on the bounce, a 4-0 win against Harps a couple of weeks ago, and then a 2-0 win against Longford. We've kind of seemed to find the right kind of system now with Tierney, Devoy, and Buckley in the midfield. They were all very good against Longford, I thought. Um, Coote on the right played well again, got another goal. Burke played very well as well, got a great goal. Um, so yeah, it's looking good now. We're starting to get a bit of form going. We're starting to play better. We're starting to kind of play more better football rather than kind of launching it long a little bit like we did earlier on in the season, which wasn't great to watch, but I think it's improved now. Going into this one, it'd be huge if you could get 3 points. It could really help us push up the table and get into them kind of top four places. Yeah, it'd be big if we could win, especially against the Pats side who've been good this season. They've got some great players as I mentioned. Um, as do we, we've got the players that can win the game. We've probably got a bigger squad than them. That's one thing That's one thing I'm confident about is the squad. I think Pats have picked up a couple of injuries lately. Robbie Benson's got an injury. I don't know whether he'll be back for this one or not. We'll wait and see. Darragh Bourne's picked up an injury as well. He was a good young player for them. So you haven't really got backup kind of players that kind of match the level of the players that were injured. So that's one thing they, that they want to kind of improve on. Um, for the team, I've got Talbot and goal again. Didn't really have anything to do against Longford. He's gotten better. People are kind of blaming him for some of the goals we conceded this season, which I think was quite harsh. To be honest, it wasn't really his fault for most of them. But yeah, I'd have him in goal. Right back, I'll go with Andy Lyons. I think I feel he kind of went off with a knock against Longford. I don't know whether he'll be fit or not. But I played Andy Lloyd in this game. Two centre backs, I'll go with Rob Cornwall and James Finnerty. Were solid against Longford. They've gotten better in over the weeks. They've got better after a pretty kind of rough start to the season when he didn't look so solid. They were conceding goals. Weren't marking players very well. Were giving away soft goals, but they've gotten better now. So yeah, I'll have him to a centre back. Left back, I'll go with Tyreek Wilson. Yeah, again was all right, pretty decent against Longford. Good player, great from the set piece. He gives us another option going forward. Got a great left foot. Can beat a man, can put in a cross. So yeah, I definitely have him starting against Pats. Going into the midfield, we'll go Tierney, Devoy, and Buckley without a doubt. I think right now that's probably our best midfield three. Um, Devoy, great with the ball at his feet, can pick out a pass from anywhere. Um, Buckley has looked solid. Tierney, can get up and down the pitch, can give us something going forward and going back as well. Onto the front three, I'll go Ali Koo on the right. Has played really well there last couple of weeks. So yeah, I definitely have him over on the right. Left, left wing, I'll go with Liam Burke. Yeah, he's been brilliant since he's come in. He can score from range. He has great trickery, good skill, fast. So yeah, definitely have him on the left and up front. Look over Georgie Kelly. Georgie has a point to prove here against Pats, his former club. He was there on loan last season, didn't really work out for him. We've seen how well he played against Dundalk. Um, Another one of his former clubs earlier on in the season. So can he do it again against Pats? I'd hope so. Um, he battles hard, holds the ball well. Maybe he want to add a few more goals to his game. He was unlucky not to score against Longford there. He had a header from a set piece that was well saved by their keeper. But yeah, you think he's done quite well. You think he'd probably want to add a few more goals to his game. Score prediction, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. I think it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a bit cagey. Both teams will be wanting to win. Um, both teams good going forward. They're good at the back. I think for me this one could very well be a draw. I don't see it being an entertaining game. Maybe I think if there was a winner, maybe by just one goal or 2-1, 1-0, whatever. One of them kind of scores. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a very entertaining game. As I mentioned, it's going to be tight, cagey. Both teams will want to win, so I think that's how the game will kind of plan out. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment what you think, and then into the game, comment your score predictions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.